Hi there, and thank you for joining us today for this webinar entitled Using ChatGPT with CRM from Your Inbox or End in Email, by the way. So my name's John Carini. I'll be presenting today, and we appreciate all of you joining. I'd like this to be an interactive webinar if possible. And if you look in the comments section inside of YouTube and put any comments and or questions in the comments section, I'd be happy to try to address them in real time. And that'll make it a lot more fun if we can have somewhat of an interactive webinar. So again, I really appreciate you being here. So I'm going to ask a question right away, and it'll just be, what email system are you using? Okay. So that's like Outlook or Gmail. Let me know, and then I'll make sure I cover what you whatever you are using. Okay. Good morning, Drew. Thanks for joining again. Uh, good morning. Okay. So let's get started. So our company's called iEnterprises. We've actually been around since the mid 90s, which is absolutely crazy when it comes to software. As you guys probably know, software companies definitely, um, definitely are somewhat fleeting, but not us. We've been around forever. We've won all sorts of awards over the years. We have thousands of customers, tens of thousands of users. I'm here in the United States, actually in New Jersey, which is the New York area, but we also have a presence in Europe and Asia. And we've been doing CRM and email integrations with CRM since the mid 90s, believe it or not. So it's been quite a ride. So if I don't ask you to subscribe, then this wouldn't be on YouTube, right? So please do subscribe down below. And I see there's loads of people answering my question here, which is fantastic. Um, but please do subscribe. I want to be an influencer so I can impress my kids, right? And tell more stupid dad jokes like that. So please do subscribe, and you'll be alerted to the next webinar, which will be in about a month, and so on. So this slide has a lot of stuff on it. I apologize, but these are our product offerings, just so you know. So we make these connectors that integrate email and CRM. So most notably Gmail and Outlook with Salesforce and Dynamics, and really, NetSuite, Zoho. We recently introduced Monday.com as well for this. And all of these connectors, by the way, have ChatGPT features installed in them, and they're working today. And I will demonstrate some of that in just a bit. And then we actually have our own product called ICRM, which is like a configurable all-in-one CRM solution that sells for just one price, and it includes everything. So we don't do the whole, sign up now for this price and then raise your price tenfold over the first year you have the product. We don't do that. We give you the price that includes everything in all in one. We have like loads of people actually converting from other CRMs to ICRM because of that. They bring you in low and then raise your price quite a bit. So we also have a product called Social Insights, and this is like a Chrome extension that lets you basically save any LinkedIn profile as a lead in your CRM. And right now with that, we support not quite as many as we do for the connectors, but we support Salesforce and Dynamics, as well as, of course, it's included with our own ICRM product. And then this new product, which is the ChatGPT Connector, this sits both inside your Gmail or Outlook, and basically lets you answer your emails kind of automatically using ChatGPT. So I see a lot of people are answering. Let me ask another question. How often do you use ChatGPT? Okay. Oh, good, good. So I use ChatGPT every single day, and multiple times a day. How often do you use it? I'm just curious um, how familiar you are with ChatGPT, because it really is earth shattering. Like the conversational AI that ChatGPT does is quite interesting. This Marzini says too often. I like that. Uh, Jeremy Daly. Okay, there's some few people say never, once a day. Um, okay. Hmm. Every morning I ask it to improve me. That's fantastic. Okay, so that's good. A lot of people use it quite a bit, which is it does make you more productive. We've won all sorts of awards over the years. They're on the screen. Here's our customers. We have both large and small customers, right? We have a lot of, actually, the vast majority of the customers are on the smaller side, and they just sign up online and use the product. And then we have some larger ones, which for the most part are, these are larger ones depicted here on the screen. We have many large customers as well, and typically with these larger customers, we go through a longer process to get them up and running on our product. However, our our products are very easy to get up and running, which is why we brought CRM into your inbox, right? And now ChatGPT too. So I'll talk just a little bit about CRM. So, the main reasons that CRM fails, and I've been doing this for 25, 30 years. I hate to date myself, but it's true. Um, I've been doing doing it for a long time, is because it's difficult to use, time consuming, it's overwhelming. There's all sorts of data entry and requires training. Basically, like CRM fail because people don't adopt them. So, that's the bottom line. So, what we're doing is we're putting CRM inside your inbox, and now it includes this Chat GPT artificial intelligence. And interesting, this one's very interesting. Anita says she uses Chat GPT to respond in different languages. Or can ChatGPT be set up to respond in different languages? Yeah, you know what? I will demo that in just a minute, Anita. So I appreciate you asking that question, actually. Um, and here are the ChatGPT features that are included in the connectors, as well as, and the connectors, again, integrate your email and your CRM, and also in the ChatGPT connector itself. So you can basically create an email using ChatGPT AI. So you could say, email my friend and ask them to join me for a beer after work or something, and it'll compose the email for you. Although that was, and then reply, you can actually say, reply to this message, um, and ask for a phone number or something, and it'll just do that. And then you can also use it to create contacts and leads in your CRM. And then going back to Anita's question, you can actually translate messages using the Chat GPT functions as you get them. So if you get a message in a different language, and I'm American, so I only speak one language, and so people in the UK might even call the English I speak not a language. But anyway, um, I only speak the one language. However, I can use this to translate the message. And what I found is the ChatGPT translations of messages are much, much better than things like Google Translate, because it's got some concept of the meaning of the topic, um, you know, versus just literal translations. It's like a real translation that a human being would give. And then you can compose in specific languages, um, as well, using the ChatGPT feature and reply in languages. And it's pretty easy. You basically just give it an instruction. So now we have ChatGPT and CRM from your inbox. Makes your life very easy, right? Basically, you're spending, some studies have said and we could talk about that later. You spend the vast majority of your time actually in your inbox. So bringing CRM and bringing artificial intelligence into your inbox makes your life easy. There's no dual entry. It's the same workflow when you're using your CRM as email, as well as this ChatGPT stuff. And then basically we get this all running up for you. So I mentioned the studies, why CRM and also why ChatGPT in email. Well, this Inc. study, this is crazy. This one says that the average worker spends about 30 hours a week checking their email. That isn't even like writing it. So that would indicate, probably more than 3/4 of the work week is spent in email, which means you better bring into email the things you want people to use. And then this Forbes study says only 18% of the time is spent in CRM. Notice the big difference there. And these other studies, most of them talk about how ease of use is critical. So what's more easy than using everything right from your inbox, right? And then another one, this is a little deeper, says database decisions make you 19 times more profitable. Well, that makes sense. And bringing data out into the place where you live, your email, that should fit this criteria. And at the end of the day, you've made a massive investment in your CRM, and you might as well use it. So put it in your email and put ChatGPT in there. This one, I like this, and we can't do this. I have a dream. ChatGPT reading my email, then ping me when there is something important. So we don't do that yet, but I strive for that too. Maybe someday. So thanks for posting that, though. It would be really nice. Anyway, what we do from email, basically, when you're, and I'll show it in the demo, so I won't go too crazy with this. When you open up an email message, we show you that whether that person and the company they work for is in your CRM. We show you some information about that person from your CRM. And then you can save the emails in the CRM. You can create opportunities and cases and things. So that's what we do inside of your email. We do that in Calendar too, and there's a background sync too, where you can automatically sync everything. And you can also do everything from your calendar. I know we spend less time in the calendar, more time in email, but it works the same way there too. And just a little bit about, like, now this is like specifically speaking about our connectors versus the other ones out on the market, like the one that Salesforce has out of the box. Why is ours better? Like, one thing is if you're using Gmail, most extensions or integrations are delivered via a Chrome extension in Gmail. Ours is not. It uses something called a Gmail add-on, and that means it works in any browser. It gets installed in the cloud, so you don't have to deploy it on each PC like Chrome extensions. And it's much more secure. I have more on that in the next slide. But and it also works on mobile, which is crazy. Both our Outlook and our Gmail connectors work pretty much 100% on mobile. So here's just a little bit more. I know this is pretty deep. Why the native, and this is for Gmail only. So if you're using Outlook, I apologize. But Chrome extensions, they're just not reliable. They fail to load. They conflict with others. They're hard to deploy. They can literally see what you're doing even when you're on your bank account, right? It's crazy. Like, it can read everything in your browser. They don't work on mobile. They only work on Chrome. Ours, always works on mobile, works on any browser. And then slide is way too small. But at the end of the day, Salesforce has some options for you as well, but they're very expensive. In this new Einstein Activity Sync, for example, saves your messages outside of Salesforce, so they don't show up on support on reports and things. They only save them for 24 months, and then you could pay more, but then they only keep them for like another year. It takes like almost a day to sync sometimes. Anyway, of course, it costs a lot more to it costs a lot more too. So anyway, I will, and here's just a little bit about ICRM too. So ICRM includes all these connectors. We set it up and configure it for you. It literally costs $30 per user um, per year. Okay, so let's get going here. Let's get into a live demo. Let me share my screen. And just give me 1 second. This screen. And okay. All right, so you should be seeing my inbox now. I started out in Gmail here, and you can see on the right-hand side are all my connectors. So here's the connector for ICRM. Here's the connector for Salesforce. I will, let me ask you one more question. Well, maybe it's not one more. I might ask more. What CRM do you use? Okay. Is everyone using Salesforce? What do you use? Let me know. But this is the Salesforce connector here. If you don't have this installed, the way you install it is you click on this little plus sign here and you do get add-ons. And in the case of Salesforce, you can select the Salesforce connector. This is us. You click here and you install it. Mine says uninstall because it's already installed. And if you use a different CRM, I'm just searching for a company, iEnterprises. Here's all the add-ons we have here, right? And you can see, like for example, they're all very highly rated with 175 almost K installs on the Salesforce connectors, over 100,000 on the on our own ICRM product. I know that competes with Salesforce. And then Dynamics is our next most popular product with almost 60,000 installs. So you just add it right here, and then it will show up on the right-hand side. And the first thing you do after you install it is it makes you log into your Salesforce from your Gmail. And then this sidebar shows here. So that's how it installs in Gmail. Let me go over to Outlook very quickly, cover that in Outlook. So in Outlook, it's a little more difficult, but basically, the connectors show here on the right-hand side. And on the top, you have to click them on the top to make them show, right? But to install them, you do get add-ins here, right? And then you would search for like Salesforce Connector here. Here it is. And install it here. Okay, mine says remove. After it's installed in Outlook, I highly recommend that you pin this. You see this little pin icon here? You pin it. And what that does is every time you open an email message, it will just automatically show the connector. So let's get going here. And I'm going to go back to Gmail, do a few things there. So let's get started. Here I am in the Salesforce connector. When I'm sitting in the inbox, you can see that it shows just some information from Salesforce. What are today's tasks? What are some things I recently viewed? These are clickable, right? And then where it really gets cool is when I open a message. So maybe we'll start out with the translation, which was a question somebody asked. So you can see here that that when I open this message from James Person, it actually detects that James is in fact in this case, it's Salesforce.com, and he works for Grand Hotels and Resorts. His phone number and everything's here. I can just quickly log an email by clicking add here. But let's get to some ChatGPT features. So like I'm going to click this switch to turn on the ChatGPT features, right? And I don't speak French. This message is in French. I want to translate it. So I click translate, and it just translates really quickly using ChatGPT. And you can see that it's not a literal translation. This is like a meaning translation. It's truly translated, which is great. So, okay, now I know what he said. So maybe I'm going to say respond to the message in French. So this is a command now I'm giving to ChatGPT. I'm saying respond to this message in French. And I'm going to say reply. And it's really that simple. So now it goes and it lays up a draft for me. And you can see here that it replied in French. And then we're going to add something so you can like translate it again, but that's not in here yet. Anyway, you can see how great it is at creating this French reply. And then I can just click send and off it goes. So it's that easy to use the translation features. But this like command I gave it here, you could put anything in there, and it just gives that command to ChatGPT along with the contents of the message. And speaking of the contents of the message, Benjamin here is asking about GDPR. Good question. So the connectors, because they're not Chrome extensions and they live in the cloud, the connectors install directly in Gmail in the cloud or Outlook in the cloud. They do not install on our servers, and they transmit the data. If you're connecting to Salesforce or Dynamics or whatever it is, or Zoho, I see someone's using, it it goes over HTTPS and sends the message directly from email to salesforce.com. Doesn't stop anywhere else. It's fully GDPR compliant. When you say to ChatGPT, like this, respond to this message, it uses the API over HTTPS and sends some information to ChatGPT and gets it back. So we actually have some customers who make us turn this off. They don't want ChatGPT. I'm assuming you're at this webinar, so you do want ChatGPT, right? But if your company's really concerned about the data, some of the data transferring through the ChatGPT API, then you might want to turn this off. Also, another option is from Microsoft, you can get your own ChatGPT server, basically, in an Azure instance, right? And then we can, if you're a larger company, we could direct these commands at your server, not the one, not the cloud-based one. But keep in mind, you're already using Gmail or Outlook and Salesforce in the cloud. Hopefully, you can also use ChatGPT in the cloud. And if not, we can turn it off and/or use a private server, right? So let me get rid of that. But thank you for asking that. So let's go. I'm going to swap around here. I'm going to go to Outlook again. And they work essentially the same in Gmail and Outlook. Whatever I'm showing here in Outlook, if you use Gmail, it's fine. Okay, so here you can see if I open a message, his message is from James Person. James is asking me, could you send me some product information? Let's do some Salesforce stuff first. I'm looking at the Salesforce Connector. Again, James works for Grants Hotels and Resorts Limited. This is clickable. I can see the company information, but in its simplest form, people use these connectors to log emails. And I can just click here to log an email, and this email is then logged. Another option is I could link the email, and I'll do some more ChatGPT stuff in just a second. I just want to get through some of this simple stuff. So if I want to link it, I can link it to any object in Salesforce, like opportunities, cases, and it's pretty smart. Like you can see here, like the last thing I linked to that wasn't a contact, when I just click add email, it's saved against the contact, right? But now I have opportunities here, and it's showing open opportunities for this the company that James is the person that sent the message, works for. And if I click on that, that's it. It's linked to that opportunity. And now maybe this thread is important to me. I don't know. Like I obviously saved this message. I can say, okay, I'm going to mark this thread. So what that does is any replies to this message, whether received or sent, will now be automatically logged as well in Salesforce, right? So it says here, right, this email message is added to Salesforce. Let's prove it, right? I'll click open. And at first, it opens some details about the message, right? I can see, the details about the message here. But if I want to, like, maybe this screen isn't big enough, I can actually, click on the contact and edit it, and click on this opportunity and edit. But maybe I just want to open it in Salesforce. And here you can see it brings it right up in Salesforce, and you can see the message is in fact here in Salesforce.com. And then, obviously I can navigate around here and see more information, right? So back to Outlook really quick. Sorry, my Outlook got minimized, but I will maximize it. Here we go. So just going back, I'll explore a little bit more. I can compose, I can actually reply to this message using a Salesforce template, or I can use ChatGPT to reply to this message. So let's do that, right? Asking. I'll say ask is on. Oh, I can create a reply, and you'll see it pops up on my screen. And you can see it did a pretty good job. Now, obviously, ChatGPT is not perfect, right? So that's why we lay this up in a draft, right? And you can then edit it and click send only if you think this is what you'd like to send. But this looks pretty good. I click send, and bingo, that's it. The message is sent. Yeah, it's pretty good. And then maybe you just want to compose a message using ChatGPT, and then you can do that right from here too. And it says write an email about ChatGPT. It should be interesting. let me do it, and you can see it's pretty good. I could change that and say, write a message about ChatGPT from John, right? And it would fill this in. So it's very flexible, right? If you like this, you can then just send it to whomever you like, and off it goes. I'm not going to send this one. Okay, so some more stuff in here. Obviously, that you saw the translate in Gmail. It's the same thing here in Outlook. You can look at Salesforce records. As I go down here, there's actually some social media information. So it tries to get some information from social media about the person that sent the message. So you can go to LinkedIn, scroll down some more, and here's all the related items, in this case from Salesforce.com, about this particular person here, right? James Person of Grand Hotels. And for example, here's that opportunity I related the email to. There's a couple of cases that are open. And another thing you could do right here is, if somebody sends you an email and they're reporting a problem to you, you can just click this little plus sign, for example, and create a case inside of Salesforce right from here. In this case, pardon the pun, right? And all the drop downs, all the custom fields, everything's here. You can make a case that saves the attachments and everything if they sent a screenshot or something. So you can kind of see our connectors are very deep. They basically let you do everything, everything that you could do in Salesforce or whatever CRM you're using, right from inside your inbox. So this is great. Thank you, Andrea. I appreciate that you're I guess you're using it and you like it. And then, sorry, Crystal's asking any platforms it can't be used with. Well, like we support, Mac and Windows with Outlook and Gmail and most of the popular CRMs, but you need to be using one of the CRMs. Um, uh, yeah. Oh, this, I should have said this. Thank you, Andrea, again. Is there going to be a recording? So the URL you're actually watching this live at is the URL where this webinar will live after it's done. So you can literally go and watch it over and over, especially if you need some sleep tonight, have a look at it. So somebody's saying that there's the reply saved in the Salesforce record. So yeah, if you click that mark thread, remember you see this mark thread here. Now all the replies will be saved in Salesforce once you mark the thread. But then also one thing I'll mention is there's an option for automatic sync too. And what that does is it just monitors all your email messages and it like saves the message against the matching contact or lead. So it looks for the email address of the sender or the person who sent the message to you or the person that you sent the message to in Salesforce and automatically saves it there. Is it using the most recent version of ChatGPT? Yes, like the APIs connecting to the latest version. We're doing in the back end. It's like you would have to pay for this type of ChatGPT service if you got it yourself, right? Like, and we're actually footing the bill for the API usage of ChatGPT when you buy this product. One person, yeah. Somebody asked if you don't have a CRM. Oh, that's a good one. So so I would recommend you get a CRM, and ICRM, which is our own CRM, is a really good one. But if you don't have a CRM, we actually have a connector that just lives in email. So the one for Outlook is pending approval from Microsoft, and it literally should be out within a week, right? It's been up for approval for quite a while. But then there is one, oops, wrong one. So then there's a ChatGPT connector that has no CRM involved, right? And if I open this up, you'll see it basically has the ChatGPT features, right? But not the CRM features, right? So you can see here, I can click translate this, reply to this message in French, and it does it, but it doesn't have all the CRM features. I figured I would show the CRM features in conjunction with the ChatGPT features, just because I think most people do have a CRM and that's most useful. But if you just go into the Google, if you use Gmail and you search for ChatGPT Connector, it'll be there. And also, and you can just install it and use it, and does every ChatGPT thing you saw me do before is here in this connector. The one for Outlook should be there next week. Again, it's kind of going through an approval process. So I'm going to go to the ICRM connector really quick, right? So you can see, I just want to illustrate that all our connectors kind of work the same way. So before I was focused on Salesforce, and I did that because, I know most of our customers actually do use Salesforce. But here's the ICRM connector, and this is our own full-featured CRM that we provide that includes this connector. So at one price. So if you're interested if you don't have a CRM like Near, or maybe you're tired of Salesforce raising your prices, maybe you'd come and check out ICRM with our connector and all the ChatGPT functions and everything we offer included. So that I know that was a big sales job. I apologize. But anyway, it works the same way. If I open a message let me go into a new one. Please send me a quote. Right? You can see that it goes out and it's able to detect that this person's in fact in the CRM, and I can log the email, but this is logging to ICRM. I can, link it to any object, right? If I open it, I'll just quickly open the contact in the sidebar, and then I'll open it in ICRM, and it actually takes me to that message saved in ICRM. You can see it really is in fact here, and this is what ICRM looks like. It's a full featured CRM. Everything again is included at one price, right? I'm clicking around. You can navigate it quite easily, and everything we include at one price, which is about $30 per user per month. It includes the connector and everything. So everything on the screen is completely configurable too. We configure it for you as part of the price. We don't try to do a $20,000 consulting contract to get you up and running. We help you. We even import your data. So anyway, back here, let's look at one more thing that uses some artificial intelligence, and then we're almost done. Usually these take, about 40 minutes. So here I got a message from Bill Gates, and Bill, I was referred by Steve Wozniak, and you can see here, in this case, this is the other use case. Bill is not in my CRM, right? So that there's no contact or lead record for Bill in my CRM, right? If there's more questions, by the way, please ask them. I'll try to get to them. I appreciate all the questions. I'm going to cover pricing in a second, so hang in there. I see a couple people asking about pricing. So just literally less than 5 minutes left here. So you can see it works basically the same way in ICRM here. You can also use reply using templates, right? Which I love, by the way, because like especially on mobile. But anyway, back to the Bill Gates message. Steve Wozniak referred me, and he's not in my CRM yet. You can see here it brought up some social media information for Bill, right, including his LinkedIn profile. And if I click on it, it'll take me right to his profile on LinkedIn, which is handy, right? But now, this is a really important person. I want to add Bill as a lead. In this case, I'm adding it to ICRM, but it works the same way for Salesforce and the other CRMs. I just click the little plus sign, and you can see it like fills in some information using some artificial intelligence. It's usually, did it get it? Usually you can even get like the company name and the job title from LinkedIn as part of this too. And then I can just save Bill in my CRM. So it's that easy. So anyway, I'll go back, and people are asking, let me go here. Okay. So people are asking some questions about pricing. So again, just in review, you can install in Gmail by just clicking that plus sign, and get add-ins for Outlook, right? And here's the pricing slide. So somebody's asking, what's the price of our CRM? Yeah, this is, and somebody else is asking, how does the pricing work? Do we have to have it for 100% of our Salesforce users? The answer is no. We really kind of pride ourselves on being flexible, and the connector for Gmail and Outlook, right? Sorry, I'll go back. It's $25, $24.95 per user per month. If you buy annually, it's $20, and there's volume discounts. So if you have several users, please shoot me an email. I'll put my address on here in a second, and we'll give you a custom quote. And it includes everything, right? Like we don't have, with the connectors and our own CRM, we don't have different versions, and we do that because we don't want to play games. If you look at all the other products in the marketplace, they have like we only have one paid version. They have like a version that includes one thing, but then the thing you really want, you have to pay extra for quite often, and we just don't do that. So anyway, it's about $20 per user per month. You don't have to do it for all of your users, just the ones you want. You can even buy it for one user. We'd love it if you buy it for more, but you can just sign up. If you download it, you'll get a free trial. And then after the trial is up or during the trial, you can buy it at any time. Someone's saying they have 9 users. If you shoot me an email, I'll send you a discount code for the 9 users. And I don't know. Someone's saying, is this supposed to be ICRM Connector? You want to quote for it? And if so, how many users, Andrea? Just let me know. Okay, so iEnterprises, our ICRM product, comes with the connector, right? So it's included. If that's maybe that was the question. And it includes our social insights, which lets you get any lead from LinkedIn. It includes our accounting QuickBooks integration, and that costs $29.95 per user per month, paid annually. Or both of these, again, you can pay monthly and cancel at any time. It's $34.95 per user per month with ICRM paid annually. Okay. Yeah, you saw about does it integrate? Well, ICRM integrates with social media using our social insights product. And okay, this changes now. Okay. Okay, it's 1 or 2 users. You can just Andrew, just install it using, and then there's a buy now thing after you install, and you can just buy it for a couple of users. And it, again, if you guys email me, I'll send you a discount code. So here's my email address and my phone number. Definitely shoot me an email if you'd like a personalized quote. And it seems like everybody enjoyed the webinar. Again, please do subscribe. I would appreciate that. And the next webinar will be in about a month, and we'll cover how to convert from Salesforce to ICRM with ChatGPT. So hopefully you'll like that one as well. I really appreciate you guys taking your time and spending it with me, and I appreciate that you asked a lot of questions and even said some very nice things. Thank you so much. Super nice meeting you, and I'll conclude the webinar now. Thank you again for attending, and have a fantastic day.